Thank you so much for the sound support. I've never been in a gig where there are 3 people working sound. 2, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry.
One's working video.
You have the power of 3. We'll talk to Einstein about that, I don't know. But this next one also comes from my reading habits, actually, because there's a history book that I read about, it's called Bound for Canaan. And it's the history of the Underground Railroad. As an American audience, I don't have to explain what the Underground Railroad is, right? I often, you guys know? Okay. So, you all did American history. So, this book introduced me to a guy named Josiah Henson. And Josiah Henson is very interesting because he started out his life as a model slave. And he ended his life as one of the most successful and renowned conductors of the Underground Railroad. And this is how this transformation happened. Of all the slaves he owned, Josiah Henson was the prize. There was no one who could plant or hold it faster. Josiah brought the crop yields up and he never raised his eyes, so was made the overseer by his master. In 1817, the master called Josiah in, said, "Here's a letter signed by me to make you lucky. I owe my neighbors silver, but they want their pay in skin. Hide our best slaves with my brother in Kentucky. If you get him there, this letter here from me says you'll go free." Josiah stacked his master's wagon up with oats and slaves and bacon and crossed Virginia mountainous and wide. He'd switched the wagon for a trawler on Ohio's westbound water when he heard voices from the other side. When he heard the voices from the other side. The journey is long and the river is deep. It flows on the tears of grieving, but with hope in your heart and a promise to keep, you'll rise on the banks of freedom. The slave state of Kentucky on the river's southern edge, the free state of Ohio to the north. Josiah's oar bent double on the hope that he could dredge for the liberty his shackled crew was worth. Just then the sound of footsteps pounding on the northern shore. From the deck the crowd of slaves all turned to see a dark-skinned man shouting things they'd never heard before about the abolitionists' decree. "Turn your vessel round and point it here to me, and you'll be free." The journey is long and the river is deep. It flows on the tears of grieving, but with hope in your heart and a promise to keep, you'll rise on the banks of freedom. "Get down," Josiah hollered as he swung his oar up high and held it there above his charges, trembling. "The first man makes a move will be the first man who will die, 'cause I ain't a one you'll want to be offending." He drove his